Well, I decided today we're going to paint a lighthouse, and this is from our very favorite famous TV painter. And so anyway, we're just going to have some fun today with lighting and making a really neat glow in the sky. So anyway, my name is Yovette. If you haven't seen me before, I'm glad you're here today. And so let's go get started. Well, to begin with, I have just a plain black gesso canvas, and it's been totally dried. And what I'm doing now is just laying on some linseed oil on the top. I just want a very, very thin coat. And I'm using a blue shop towel, but if you don't have a smooth canvas, you're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way and probably do it with a brush. Now the first thing I want to do is I'm using an old scrubby brush, and what I want to do is just let's go into a little alizarin crimson. This is my first color. Just tap it on the brush here, get it all evenly mixed, and then just go up here in the upper corner and just start spreading some of that crimson. Now this is where the light's going to be, and so we want that to really show up nice. And then also let's go ahead and grab a little bit more, and let's put some right in here. Just kind of just an added color right in this area here. Well, this was such a popular video on TV, and I've only done 2 lighthouses prior to this one in my lifetime, but this is probably one of my favorites. Okay, to that, without cleaning the brush, I want to go into a little blue, some green, and some more crimson. Okay, so let's go up here and just scrub this in. Just make circles, crisscross, however you want to do it, just to get that color in. And I know you can't see this right now, but when we add more colors, boy, will it come alive. And down here, I want a little bit more sap green than anything. Still the crimson though. And let's just go right across here. This is where our water would be. And that's it. You have your background done. Let's go into a little bit of yellow, and because my yellow is kind of a darker yellow, I'm going to add just a touch of white to it. And just go ahead and load this brush. Now again, I'm just using a scrubby brush, and these are water mixable oils in case I didn't mention that. Okay, once that brush is loaded, just go in here and start making X's. And make a fairly large area. This looks pretty gross right here, I know. But just wait. Wipe that brush off and go into more yellow. Again, hit that center. And now with a different brush, I'm going to go in and I'm just going to hit this yellow one more time. Touch of white, a lot more yellow, and let's just go in here, and there we go. There's our glow. Wipe that brush off, a hair more yellow. Okay, and that is good. Now take your 1-inch brush and just sort of hypnotize it on the outside. And just blend that right into nothing. And lightly, lightly, lightly go across here. No, this is a new brush, and again I'm getting hairs in it. Okay, that's a little bit too stiff of a brush, so let's go into our bunny brush. There, that's working much better. With my filbert brush, I want to go into some white. Just load both sides of the filbert brush. This is a number 6. And let's go right up here. And we're just making a little bit of sky. And I want to grab my finger. I'm going to grab just a touch of white, and let's just go right in, oh, right about here. Yeah, right about here. Let's make a moon. Any size you want. And let's go over here. And bring that out, just lightly, very lightly. And then with the bunny brush, let's just go ahead and hypnotize this. Wiping the brush off. Okay, I want to go into some more white. Let's make some puffy clouds. How about right here? Go right off the edge. Okay. And with our 1-inch brush, let's just go ahead and tap out the bottom. I'm leaving this top edge alone. Just let that fade away. And with the bunny brush, let's just go ahead and very lightly just blend that all together. And we might even make a light streak. Let's do that. Cool, I like it. And with the bunny brush, just blend it out. There, that makes a very nice sky. And I think I would like even one more little streak down here. How about right here? Or we can make it a puffy. Okay, blend that out. And with the bunny brush again, I like the way that turned out. That's pretty nice. I like it. Okay, I'm going to do a waterline next. Now, if you're unsure about doing a waterline, you could always get like a ruler like this. I like this ruler. You can just set it in here, tap a little bit of your white, tap a yellow, and just sort of make a line here. That way you'll have a guesstimate as to where this waterline goes. Or you could just put a piece of tape across there to begin with before you even start your painting, and that way you can just take the tape off where the waterline is going to be. But this is a good enough guide for me. So what I want to do, taking the large knife, go into some yellow and pull some white down, and let's just go ahead and pull that out. Just want a pale yellow, because you want to pick up some of this yellow here. That's good. Grab a little roll, like so, and just start dabbing. And let's make that water line all the way across. That's cool the way that cloud comes down right into the water area. And see where the moon is? That's where I want the biggest concentration of water lines. And just keep on tapping, 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 bringing that down. But on the sides, on both sides, just lightly tapping. You don't want you want a little bit of paint there, but not too much. That should be a pretty nice glow. That's probably good. Wipe the knife off, and next let's go into the 1-inch brush, and hopefully you've wiped that off well enough where there's no paint on it. And what we're going to do is just lightly go across. Just blend this out. Oh, that's beautiful. Love that. Nice, very nice. See, the moon, well, I could have had this over a little bit more, but I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to do it once and that's it. However this turns out is the way it turns out. With your fan brush, and I'm using a number 3 fan brush, let's go into some of that yellow, a little white, and let's just make a little wave. Oh, this is a good place. Let's go right in here. Raise it a little and go out. And wipe that brush, and let's just grab a little bit of this. Pull it down. That's a nice little wave. Let's do another one. Again, tapping the brush with white, a little bit of yellow. Let's go right in here. I may even have 3 of these. A little raised. Come way out. Nice. Oh, I like that. I'm going to make a 3rd one. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to, just because I feel like it. So going into, again, this yellow and white. Let's go in over this way. And bring this down. And notice the curve. Just making a few squigglies down here. And with my soft bunny brush, just going to touch just a little bit on the bottom here. I may make some more down here. I don't know yet. We'll see. Wipe that bunny brush off. And now, just where the moon is, that actually, the wave would have just a little bit more highlight. So going into my yellow and white again, just on this side. Right here, and probably right here on this side of the wave. Yeah, that makes it show up really nice. Okay, I'm through piddling with that. You know, have you heard that saying, piddle, play, and putter? I think it's Jerry Arnell that keeps talking about piddling. Don't piddle, play, and putter. All right, so I'm through piddle, playing, and puttering. Okay, time to do a lighthouse. With a small knife, I'm going to grab a little bit of dark brown, a little bit of black, a little bit of crimson and blue. Just a nice dark color. Pull down and out. And let's just go ahead and outline this little house. So let's have it start right about, in a little bit, right about here. And let's just go ahead and just make the base of the lighthouse. Maybe just even a hair lower. Not very much, just a little bit. Okay, this is where the light would be. So wipe the knife off. Do a little scrape here. Add yellow. And let's go ahead and do, I better use the small edge of the knife because this is very, very intricate little works. Let's just go ahead and make a top here. You could do this with a brush if you don't want to work with a knife. It might even be a lot easier with a brush. Okay, now with the liner brush, a little bit of your oil, just so you can thin this out. I just want to outline my window. And let's do a little bar here and a little bar here. Oh, it's not very straight. Okay, but that's going to have to do. And let's make some more of this dark brown, light brown, a little black, a blue, alizarin, all these dark colors. Okay, now we need to have this little thing that kind of goes around here. Oops, got a hair in there. Boy, it's hard. I wish I had a maul stick. Do you know what that is, a maul stick? It's like a very long ruler. And it's kind of like using your arm, except you can use a maul stick. Okay, let's bring this down a little bit here, round it out. And back to that liner brush. Let's just, let's see if I can do this. We'll have this sort of like a fence thing. You want to hold people in so they don't go crazy and go outside and fall off and get hurt. That would not be good. Let's just go right across. And let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Well, that's looking pretty good. I'm surprised. Okay, let's round that out a little bit more. Yeah, that'll work. With the large knife, this is the number 10. Just bring that out flat, grab a roll. We may have to make some more of this. And let's just go ahead and outline this lower part. You just have to freehand this. Try to keep it straight. You don't want it leaning too much. If it's a little bit, it's probably okay, but not too much. And then start bringing it across. The other side. Let's do a little crimson, yellow, a lot of yellow, lot of yellow. Whoop, let's just take a little bit of that. And some brown right over the top. Okay, I've got that color. Wipe the brush. Let's just go into a little bit of burnt sienna. And I don't necessarily tell you the colors because you may be using other things other than water mixable, and so your paint brand may have a different different name than what mine does. So I'm just telling you what I use, but you have to use your own. Ooh, that is pretty. And let's go into some of this. This is even a lighter color, just to catch a little bit of highlight. Very cool. And actually, I would like to put a little bit of that up here too. With the large knife, let's make some more of this dark brown here. Brown, blue, black, just all the dark colors. Let's even add a little green to that. Yeah, that's good. Okay, grab a roll. Let's go ahead and make some land. Can even make that a little bit humpy right here. I guess it won't show anyway, so it doesn't make any difference. Okay. Let's do a little bit here. With the small knife, let's just go ahead and make a little building. And boy, this is not a big 18 by 24, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to do this. But okay, let's say our little building is right here. So we'll pull a roof line in. Now you can't see this right now, but you will in a minute. And let's go down here. And now when we highlight it, now you can see it. And you barely see anything on this side, but just a little faint bit. Let's add a little blue to that. Maybe some blue to the dark, a little white, yellow. And I also need to have a little bit of highlight on the land. Let's go into these three colors right here. Okay, let's just go here. Kind of a rocky area. I want this to be darker right here, and then lighter here. With the fan brush, the number 3 fan brush, let's go into some yellow, some green, touch of crimson. That'll just give it a little bit deeper color. Okay, and we're going to make some little grasses. So just push up. And I can tell I need to thin my paint a little bit, way too thick. And we need to do this little bit of shoreline here. Let's just grab just a touch of yellow into some white using the fan brush. A little both sides. And let's just go here. Well, let's do up here. A little bit of a crashing wave. Come under here. Maybe this comes way out here. Let's go out here. Might be a little bit of crashing in through here. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to go over and highlight it some. And I will show you the finished picture as soon as it's done. My painting was dry enough to work on in 4 days, and I was excited to start. Now, once the painting is dry, you can do a multitude of different things on your painting. The first thing I wanted to do was make the highlights in the sky much brighter. See how the clouds are really glowing now? Much, much prettier. The next thing I did was straighten up my lighthouse, and I added some windows and a door and more highlighting. I also changed the upper railing. Then I went down to the little house itself and added some windows and a door there. And the next thing I did was fixing the grass so that in the moonlight it showed up a little bit better. I made a few changes in the water to darken and lighten some certain areas. So right now I am really pleased with this painting. Well, I think highlighting is probably one of the most fun things to do on a painting, so I hope you all will be inspired to try this. Anyway, I'm glad you joined me today. Stay tuned for next month when we'll do a brand new video. Bye-bye.